We're going to talk about retention and loyalty. You're familiar with this diagram that was talked about earlier when we were talking about acquiring customers. The customer you've got to get their attention, turn that into interest, turn it into then desire, and then turn it into action, which is to make the purchase. What we're going to talk about in the afternoon is the repeat purchase. How do you get it to happen? It's the exact same steps, but there's different forms of marketing at each step. We've covered this already. In the last 2 years, it's become a much more crowded place, so the cost of acquisition has got a lot higher. We had a very interesting discussion about that before lunch, as in that repeat customers is where the profit is. Okay, we're going to talk about loyalty. So what is loyalty? Let's just go back to basics. This is 100 years ago when the local grocery store, and that's where I used to get everything, she was very good at loyalty. Why? Because when you went into her, she'd say, "Hi, Paul, how are the kids?" That's personalization. She had predictive analytics. She was able to say, "Is the same as last week, Paul?" "Yes, it is the same order." She even offered extra services like special delivery. She said, "I'll drop that over to you tonight, thanks very much." And she even offered contactless transactions. She said, "I'll settle up with you at the end of the week." So that's what is loyalty. Now, omni-channel is the big buzzword, and what it means is that you have a simplest interaction with the retailer, whether you're online or offline or whatever medium. So she's cracked it. So we need to see, well, can we stick with her principles when we're talking about omnichannel? And that's the big challenge. Now, you guys have been doing traditional retail before you went online. So you actually already are doing a lot of what's required for omnichannel. Where it gets very difficult is when you're in a very big organization and they have their call center team maybe in India and they have their social team running from London, and the customer is contacting them all about a problem with an order. It causes chaos. But if you've got to try and, you guys aren't doing too badly with omnichannel. I would say if you just do a few more changes to what you're doing already after today, that's plenty for this year, I think. So the modern retail environment is in-store, online, and social media. Social media is your new loyalty platform. That is where all your repeat customers are hanging out, especially the ones who are really interested in you. So you kind of have to relook at your brand. Your brand is, up until now, when you were just online only, you'd say, look, we're the local guys, come to us because we're the only guys within your town. It's different now because you've got online and you're competing online, and it's not just geographical. So you kind of have to relook at your brand and differentiate yourself. And it could be down to sort of shared values. You might say we recycle our packaging. I think one example was Marks and Sparks have a Sparks app. And in that Sparks app, not only can you get discounts, but you can donate to charities, local charities, and so on. That's how they are trying to differentiate their brand with shared values. Now, a lot of companies are trying to do is they're trying to merge their two teams, where most of you have an in-store team and then you hire separately for the web team. What you could try to do this year might be just to try and get the two teams to know about each other, so that, especially if you're going to have a brand message, you need to educate your team because they're the ones who will then educate your customers on your brand messaging. So if you could have a think about that. Some tactics that are quite interesting that people have tried is to put, say, Trustpilot are a very good example where if you turn on Trustpilot, suddenly you're getting reviews. And some companies have actually put the Trustpilot into the staff room so that as reviews coming in, the staff are looking at those reviews coming in. It's very interesting how the staff will react when they're suddenly starting to see clients talking about them, especially in a positive way. When they're starting to get 5-star reviews for Paul, who's sitting there and he's having his lunch and he goes, that was me, and then Paul starts saying, well, I'm going to do that again for other customers. So staff is good, and if you can try and get them to share with each other the online and the offline team so that they all have the common message so that they communicate it to the clients in the same way, that's important. Appealing to the omni-channel customer in-store, what sort of ideas can you do in-store? One is to advertise your online store and physical store. So that's just putting signage around your store, putting your domain name on your bags and so on so that people can see it. Remember, they're queuing up at the checkout, so just having your domain name at the checkout. Simple as that, but that's a good way of advertising the store. Using QR codes. So what I was asked to do, if you look at your lanyards, everybody can take your lanyards and just run your phone over your lanyard, you'll see a QR code there. Just do that. So you just go into camera mode, scan it, hover it over it, will pick it up that it's a QR code, and then it will bring you to SurveyMonkey. So that's just a survey. If you could just complete that at the end of today and give us feedback on today, that would be great. And also, Orla said there's a €500 discount to somebody who's going to pick a prize out of whoever submitted this towards the cost of our services. Signposting social media. Just when you're doing social media, it's great, but just remember to link it back to the product detail page. Whenever you're doing products and you're showing them, make sure that the customer can do an impulse buy, click on that, go into the product detail page, add to basket on your website, and finish the transaction. Just to let you know, QR codes are very easy, and you can put QR codes, just like we did there, on your cash register, saying if you want to register now to receive updates, special offers, just scan the code. So while they scan the code, you can bring it to your subscribe page, and they'll put in their email address. So if you want to know how to generate QR codes, just do a search on Google, free QR code generator. This came up for me, QR code monkey. I put in a URL there and click generate, and there was my code, and you just print that off and put it on your checkout. Some people are trying to put it near products, where if you're looking at a product, there might be a QR code to a YouTube video about that product. Now just be aware, though, that you don't want to, when the customer's in store, there is a higher conversion rate for customers when they're in store compared to online, and you don't want to distract them thinking they might go to a YouTube video and then off, seeing that they can buy it online for €5 cheaper. Just be aware of that, though. Keep conscious of that. Appealing to the omni-channel customer online. So when the customer's online, how do you sell them? Tell them about your in-store or your social media. Facilitate in-store stock availability lookup that was shown before lunch, where then when you're looking at a product, you can check stock availability in different stores and see what those levels are. Signpost click and collect services. So when remember the customer's online, but they're actually going to click the order up in store, that's the type of customer it is. You should signpost that and explain to them how easy it is and where to collect the product from and so on. Online booking forms. It was brought up there that a lot of our pharmacy clients use the website for booking appointments for vaccinations, and it drove their online revenue because it was just simply introducing the clients that the fact that we are online, and that's a good way of advertising it, and linked to your social channels. You see it at the footer of every one of our websites. We have all the social logos, and they all link to the social media channels. So on social, how do you appeal to the omni-channel through the social mediums? Pick the channel that suits your brand. For example, if you're in hardware, Facebook would probably be better for you than Instagram, but if you're in fashion, Instagram is more picture-led. That'll probably be a better platform. Consider your marketing retargeting approach. You can configure your website so that the customer abandons their basket and they're on the social media, those products that they abandoned are still popping up, so you keep reminding them that they need to finish the order. Integrate the channel with your content strategy. Breach did a good talk about that earlier today. It's all about your content strategy. Make sure that social is included in that as well for your marketing plans, that it's the same message going through all your mediums. And the value of endorsement from the public or influencer. There's nothing more powerful than somebody, there was a very good talk before lunch where if somebody said get 20 people who love you as opposed to 1,000 people who just like you. They're the ones that will sell for you. Okay, I'm nearly finished up. If you want, you might say to me, well, what are the tools available? I'm going to go home now and I'm going to start doing my retention strategy. What are the tools available to me on the AB Commerce platform? Shopping journey. The guys before lunch mentioned it's really important that the first impression, the first order, was the site easy to use? Could I find the product easy? And could I buy it easy? Because some people, you add to your basket and you're trying to put your credit card in and you can't get through because they're asking you for passwords and so on. Sites have improved a lot anyway about that, but that is still very important. Obviously, your homepage is key, so we've the widget manager for that. Your categorization navigation, make sure they don't get lost when they're browsing the site. There's two types of interaction. There's going through the search box. There was a very good presentation by Celebris, who are specialists in the search box. Or you can browse through your categories. When somebody knows what they want, they will go to the search box. But when they're not too sure what they want, they just want to have a look around, they'll browse your site. And that's why there's actually a higher conversion rate with people using the search box, because they actually know what they want. And once, if it comes up correctly when they do the search, they'll add the basket, and then they'll buy and move on. Personalized shopping recommendations. We have a dynamic merchandising widget where you can drop it onto a category page, and it'll automatically give you show the user the most popular products for a category. We also have one that you drop on the product detail page, which will automatically say you may also like when you're looking at the product. There's a presentation this afternoon by Segmentify, which you should see there, experts in personalization. They'll be in the demo room between 3 and 4. Incentivize email sign-up. There's a homepage pop-up that you can turn on the AB Commerce. Online chat merges the online and offline. It's very good. That's Chatify. They have a stand just outside the door there. Loyalty scheme, we've got an integration with Aspire. They're one of the biggest loyalty platforms in Ireland. That's available to all AB Commerce customers now. Fulfillment, remember, when you want to get the order to them, ideally the next day. Because if you order off somebody and it gets there the next day, that impression is amazing. You go, okay, I'll do that again. So we've got integration with Wave OMS, DPD integration, manual integration with Scurry, automated integration with Scurry. For returns, we've got a self-service, a returns module that you might be interested in. It allows the customer to self-service their returns. That's available in AB Commerce. Considered packaging. Make sure your packaging is nice. There's nothing like that nice feeling when you open the packaging and, oh, that's lovely. It gives you a good feeling about that brand. Surprise and delight, put 10% promo codes in with the packaging. Some clients do handwritten notes. That goes very well to the customer. So, oh, gee, that's lovely, Free samples with the packaging. Other retention strategies for post-sale, customer service. Trustpilot did a presentation there. They're very good when people see good reviews. It gives them the confidence to buy. But as I said before, it's great for internal staff morale as well. Social media channels. We've an integration for every AB Commerce client with Facebook and an integration with Instagram as well. That's there available to you. Generate and repeat sales. We have an integration with MailChimp. We've also got a very good presentation by Klaviyo on next. And they have a good demo at 3 o'clock that we're going to integrate with too. Integration with Phonovation SMS as well for sending SMSs. We are looking at these more newer loyalty platforms. We're looking at Yotpo and Lloyd's Line, but particularly I think we're going to start development integration with Yotpo. That's quite interesting. It's all about user-generated content, using that as part of your loyalty platform. And retention marketing, a lot that we talked about. PPC, we have a Google shopping feed there as well. Great. So if you invest, you will gain, customers will engage with your emails. They may opt in for additional preferences or others. So they might opt in for receiving an email from you once a month, but after a while, you might get them to opt in for receiving a more regular email, maybe once a week when they start building up trust with you. And they might even opt in their SMS and say, well, actually, you can text me straight to me if there's a discount. I'd like to know about it straight away. So they'll submit reviews for your service and product. 5-star reviews are a fabulous way of growing your sales. Share your business, they'll become repeat customers. And then, folks, the last two, repeat customers have higher order values and they order more frequently with you. That's it. What's coming in 2020? We're at AB Commerce are taking customer retention very seriously. We're going to have an upgrade for MailChimp integration, where you're going to integrate the product catalog. We're going to have an automated abandoned basket emails will be rolled out to everybody this year. We've got an integration coming with Klaviyo email platform and Yotpo, as well as other changes. So I think that's it.